Hey, what's going on, guys? According to the patch notes, this update is available on PlayStation 5, PC, and Xbox Series XS, and the big headline is a crossover item tied to Crusader Kings III, with a new in-game lore book called Three Crusader Kings now placed across the world for players to find. What makes this update stand out is that it is not just here as a random collectible and good luck. The book is actually spread across key regions, especially Trosky and Kuttenberg, so the update naturally nudges you back into exploration instead of just handing the content to you in one obvious spot. That is a smart move because Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 has always worked best when it encourages you to look around, notice details, and stumble into something that feels like part of the world rather than a pop-up add-on floating outside it. The wording from the patch notes makes it pretty clear that the collaboration is meant to expand the game world through a themed crossover rather than add a brand new questline or a huge system overhaul. And that is really the vibe of this whole patch. It is compact, but it still has something fun in it. The collaboration with Paradox and Crusader Kings III gives the update a bit of crossover flavor, and even though it is only one new book, that book becomes a world-building piece instead of just a throwaway collectible. The notes say the lore item is spread across multiple discoverable locations, which means players who enjoy checking every corner, every chest, and every hidden nook are the ones who will get the most out of it. In a game like this, that kind of reward fits nicely because the fun is often in the search itself, not just in the thing you pick up at the end. There is also the practical side of the update because the patch notes mention stability fixes too. That might not sound exciting at first glance, but it matters a lot more than people sometimes give it credit for. A game can have the coolest crossover content in the world, but if players are dealing with crashes, loading trouble, or rough performance, the whole experience gets dragged down fast. This patch appears to be doing both jobs at once, tossing in a crossover book for the people who like extra lore, while also smoothing out some of the rough edges that have been bothering players since the previous patch. The notes specifically point to crashes and loading issues as part of what the update is addressing. So when you step back and look at it overall, this is not the kind of patch that changes combat, rewrites quests, or flips the entire game upside down. It is more of a focused content drop with a maintenance layer built in. For some players, that might feel a bit light, but for others, it is exactly the kind of update that keeps the world feeling active without overcomplicating things. If you are the type of player who loves lore, hidden rewards, and little crossover surprises, then this one has something for you. If you're more interested in deep gameplay changes, then this patch is probably going to feel more like a bonus than a headline-shaking moment. But even then, the fact that the game is still getting themed content and stability work is a good sign for its ongoing support. The overall summary from the patch notes is simple. New collaboration content, a new book to track down, multiple locations across Trosky and Kuttenberg, and a few fixes to help the game run better. So yeah, that is the core of this update. It is a crossover-flavored lore drop wrapped inside a stability pass, and while it may not be the biggest update the game has ever seen, it still gives players a reason to jump back in and explore.